This is the second problem I want to look at that was from the quiz before spring break. And in this one, we have a fraction, and you can find the derivative using quotient rule, but it's actually easier to simplify the fraction first and then apply the power rule. I'm going to show you what a lot of people did incorrectly first, and then I'm going to show you one of two correct ways to solve it. The way that I'm going to show you is what I think is the faster way. So what a lot of people did was they just applied the power rule without like thinking about the fact that without thinking about the fact that this is a fraction, right? Okay, so here's what people did. They just did, okay, so I'm just going to apply the power rule, and 7 times 9 is 63, and then that's going to give me x to the 6 minus 3 times 8 is 24, x squared, and then power rule down here is going to give me 2x. So that's what some people did. That's just power rule without taking into account that we have a quotient here. So this is not the correct way to solve that problem. Now what I would suggest is instead of using the quotient rule, that you first just simplify the fraction, and then you can just apply the power rule once you simplify the fraction, but you have to do that first. So when I simplify the fraction, I'm going to think of this as 9x to the 7th over x squared. So I'm just putting these together in a fraction minus 8x to the 3rd over x squared. Now I'm putting these together in a fraction, and that's legal. I'm just taking the numerator and breaking it up. They have the same denominator, so I'm just making it clear how I'm going to now cancel and simplify this fraction. So x to the 7th divided by x squared is going to give me 9x to the 5th minus 8x cubed divided by x squared is just going to give me 8x. So that's what that function simplifies to. That's not my derivative. That's just a simplified version of that function. But now I can easily find the derivative because now I can just apply the power rule now that this function is no longer in fractional form. So now now my derivative using the power rule is going to be 5 times 9 is 45. X, subtract 1 from my power to give me u to the 4th, minus 8x, the derivative of that is just 8. So that's the correct way to do that problem. Now I'm going to show you one more problem where you actually do have to use the quotient rule properly, because what I'm going to assign you is some more practice with product and quotient rule before we move on to the last thing that we're going to do in this unit, which is chain rule. We'll spend some time on that and test somehow in the next, say, week or two.